So, hello everybody. My name is Hidayat and welcome to a new session of Holochain-in-Action, weekly virtual community meeting from Holochain. So we are gathering each and every week, sharing our knowledge, talking about design, architecture, hApps, infrastructure. So loving each other. And somehow, if there is a good content, we press the record and upload to YouTube for you that we can share with you. Sharing is caring. If you would like to be here with us, and if you believe you are a developer or app builder, or you want to do something, warm welcome, go to description, fill out the application form, and then you can be invited to this group. So that's being said, during the session, maybe you can hear about some URL or something, some pages, software you need to download. Generally, I'm putting all the link in description. And also, if you would like to go deeper in the holochain technology, the different concept, the basic concept, forum.holochain.org is available for you, and also the YouTube channel of Holochain-in-Action. There are a bunch of previous videos that can help you. Today, it is all about a launcher. We are going to demo a launcher, play with launcher, with GM, so that you can see how a new, beautiful, great step just we have inside the Holochain community and Holochain technology as well. So in brief, launcher is a new way that the Holochain application can work standalone, and people and peers can talk to each other peer-to-peer and directly. So before seeing what is the content we are going to talk, I would like to ask DM to open his talk, and I will continue after DM talk. Please, DM.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, everyone, all of you for being here. I'm really excited about where we are right now. So this is like the first public thing that we can do with the launcher. Like, it's already out there and people are playing with it. This feels like a long time coming, a long effort from the Holochain core team, but also the community, also the projects around it. And yeah, it feels such a big step, because we are getting from Holochain being something that only few people can install and develop to, okay, almost everyone can play with it now. So this is, I think, a huge step. Like, technically, it's a small step. Like, the effort required to make this step was small. But all in all, like, if you look at the big picture, we are in an important moment, I think, right now, because it's been a long time coming, but now is the time when people can actually start playing and experimenting, and they are already doing it. And this is what we want. At least I want to do some of that today and experiment with it. So yeah, really excited to be here. And the applications that we are going to show today are just the beginning. Like now, this means that anyone can just develop, publish, and everyone else can just install.
Amazing. Thank you, Guillaume. So before starting, let me give you overview what is waiting for you in this session. First of all, we are going to have a demo. You will see that, oh, I forgot to mention, thank you guys for being here. You know, generally, because we started the session before recording, so we already checked in, we talked to each other. Somehow I forgot to actually say thank you everybody for joining the session. So first step, we are going to download the application and you see a demo, and then we are going to talk about the two important topics. One of them is about Tauri. Tauri is kind of alternative and competitor to Electron.js. It means a technology that you can put your application inside. It's going to be a wrapper, and it is a hybrid platform. You can have an executable file in Mac, in Linux or Windows, and execute it. So, but it is not going to be first section, it's going to be second. The first one is going to talk all about a networking at first, about the Holochain application. So far, as Guillaume mentioned, we just implemented Holochain application and demo it in 2 localhost browsers. So with a launcher, we are going to execute it. We are going to talk to our friend and see a reality actually. So to know how the things is working, we need to know a little bit about different component of a networking, not really hard detail, but to give you overview how the things can connect. And the next layer, we are going to see how the different things connected and collected inside a Tauri that working for us, that it's going to be host for each application that it's going to be built by you. So networking of a hub, how they are connected, and then how it's going to be combined with Tauri. It is everything we are going to talk today in deep for you. So, and for sure, our friend here can ask any question during the session. Everybody ready? That is amazing.
Ready to go?
Yes. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
So, as I mentioned, guys, I am going to share each and every link you see here in the description. So find in description. First of all, where to find this launcher. In my folder, you can see I have a launcher. I'm running right now 2.3, but I don't know when you are watching this video, but right now it is the best one. There are a lot of release coming for small changes and bug, but anyway, where to find it? Let me share with you, which is the launcher. So GitHub, so based on your operating system, you can download and run. Do you remember I told you it is a Tauri that's giving you that capability? What is Tauri? We will face it, don't worry. So you just need to download via the link I did for the Ubuntu here, for the Linux, okay? And then, let me minimize this one here. And, or sorry, here, see you. And then, don't forget, if you are in Ubuntu, right-click, property, permission, allow executing file as program, mostly if you are in Ubuntu. That's it. And then it is the launcher. Launcher, it is the application that produced by GM, and in the repository you can see who are others working also. But thank you GM for this great effort. And also, you are supposed to also download two applications. What is WebHub? What does it mean? How it is working? Another session to open this file to see what is inside. But right now, just let's take a look at them. There are two URLs to download. I think it is enough to talk about. I can share the link. You can see. I'm running the application, the launcher. I'm installing a new one. Let's go, let's play chess, yes? Or chat?
Let's play, yeah, let's play chess, that's fine.
Let's play chess. I'm going to play chess. It is telling what is the app ID. We can give you a detail. So with the UID, quickly, UID, it is the unique ID that make your DNA and DNA hash unique. It means we make a private network for me and my friends. For me, for example, and my family, the player I would like to play. For example, right now I can say Holochain-in-Action. Look, Guillaume can right now see another friend. Please just create a UID, copy and paste chess /HII and install. With this process, actually, we created one DNA with this UID and it's installed here. That's it. The application is installed and running. There are some details. Let's just ignore everything. Go for a demo, open it. Yes. my nickname, hApps.
Oh, wait. You do refresh clearing the cache.
Control
R.
Control R.
Yeah, I have to fix that.
Okay, I got the point. The cache. Okay, so create a profile, hApps as a profile, and let's see, GM is there. Oh, GM and Just, that is amazing. It is the friend right now in the group right now. I'm going to invite, for example, GM. I'm searching GM. I'm sending invitation to GM. Wow, GM accepted the invitation. So I'm going to how can I play that you can easily finish me? Okay, go.
Okay.
You
So
know what
let's
to
see.
do.
Let's see, like this.
Yes. Yes.
Like
Now
wait.
you need to okay.
Wait, you're like no. I don't know what you were trying to do. That's okay.
Okay. You can resign also. Generally, guys, to tell you what's happening, it is right now peer-to-peer. Yes, it is a little bit late game. So it means the things you see, it is a peer-to-peer chess application. The data is going to be it is not centralized. And right now I can directly talk to GM and we can send the data, we can play chess, or we can also do chat. Let me go back. Let me close here and also install another application that you can see. It is not just one application. It is a tray. It is something that you can generally elemental chat. Yes. UUID elemental chat. Holochain-in-Action. Install.
HIA. Okay.
It's
Good.
So open. Here we can have others also as well. It is, what is my profile name? hApps. Channel. Holochain-in-Action. And refresh. If anybody, GM send me. Welcome to peer-to-peer real chat messenger. Hi, GM. That is great job.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
The latency is almost non-existent.
Yes, and no blockchain. So generally, wow, Bruno, that's it.
Hey,
Anybody
Bruno.
else? Just Nastasia, Tom, or Car of Tom.
Yeah, Car of Tom
Because
is
it
going
is
to add
IoT,
serious.
you know, IoT also can talk.
Yeah, just is here as well. Nice.
Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. So I hope you got the point that what precious and beautiful things we already have. Implement your app, bring up the launcher, add your app to launcher, and just communicate to others peer-to-peer. That's it. It was the thing we already demoed to you. It is a launcher. Thank you to anybody that was behind the scene for these beautiful tools, especially GM Cordova. So the demo is finished. All the link you can find. So far, anybody is happy, I'm sure, like me, exciting.
One question though.
Please.
Like usually all these peer-to-peer networks have this firewall problem. Like how do we connect to each other under the hood actually?
Wait. Networking is the next step.
Okay.
Yes, it is our content, you know. We are going to talk about networking, how the thing is working, blah, blah, blah.
All right. Yeah,
Anything
I'll face you until then.
yes. Anything else? Any question? So let's continue. As I already explained, Tauri as a technology and Holochain itself and networking. Why I explained the second one, to let you know that it is not the main job for the launcher, is not the main job of Holochain. And that's why I mentioned Tauri at the beginning. But put it beside your mind, we will come back to Tauri later. Let's go to the Holochain network to see what's happening. So far, we implemented Holochain, as I mentioned, in the local host. So generally, we see two main ways to launch the Holochain application. One of them that already a lot of time we talked about, and there are also forum, Holoport network, which is actually the distributed cloud hosting. It is the business based on the Holochain. It's running a organization, company, blah, 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 that they're the main reason that we have a distributed actually the hosting. So it can host the Holochain application that anybody like our grandpa and grandma also can easily, like a website, use peer-to-peer application. It is totally a standalone topic. We are going to still talk about it. For the elemental chess that we had a two-part, the part number 3, we are going to demo and technical deep dive on it, how to publish on Holoport. Another way, how to connect applications and talk to each other directly. It is about launching. So let's go and inside technical deep dive of networking. I'm going to share my screen, but again, if you would like to explain something before you stop sharing, please.
No, I think it would be more useful if you share, and then we can go deep.
Yes,
and share.
Let's go. So I would like, Guillaume and I, if you watch the old video, that we love to go for the diagram challenging and to see what's happening there. So let's see. It is the, can you see my screen?
Yeah, you have so much care for these little things. It's beautiful. And it has so much detail. Yeah, thank you for this diagram.
You're welcome. And I'm gonna just start and give the I'm gonna give the wheel to you, and you're just gonna go to see what's happening. Briefly, let's see how the app is working, but I believe let's zoom out and zoom in. Let's talk a little bit about the different elements and component and part of the networking, and then let's go a little bit more detail. First of all, let's see what we have when we are talking about the networking and internet. Generally, if it is an internet, it is the network that we can connect to each other. Everybody, every agent, you, me, or family, friend, can be in generally 2 different status. One with a direct public address or a public IP address. It means your device or this agent device directly connected to internet, and there is a public IP address. Anybody would like to talk to this agent, you just need to know this IP address. That's it. It is the status number 1. Clear? It is rarely happening that anybody directly connecting to internet with your laptop or devices with this public IP address. It is a possibility, but really it is rarely happening, because you are mostly connecting to a router and then connecting to internet. If you are at company, you go to your firewall and router. So it means in that case, you don't have a public IP address, you have a local IP address. So a local IP address, somebody from outside cannot reach you to this one because they just see this one. The router or gateway has this public IP address, okay? So, and then they need to come here. And then just imagine inside my house, it is my brother, my sister, my mama, and your house. So you are running a different hApp. From outside, other agents can see this IP address. Others use local IP address. In that case, we are going to face a really big topic as a network discovery. It means how this agent inside this house supposed to discover this agent in the company, or this one directly connected, or this one. And that's why we are going to have another component for a network of generally running holochain peer-to-peer application, or launcher, how it's supposed to connect two peer to each other, and what are the components. I made all elements here. I would prefer that to give the gear to DM, and then anytime it's need, I can jump. Again, like always, you have a control. Please add all possible components to each other. Can you hear me?
I was muted, sorry. Yes. Okay, cool. Thanks so much.
Go ahead, please.
Okay, cool. Perfect. So you have made a very good first introduction. The thing I would say is that here, the thing that this is running is not really just an app, it's a full conductor, right? So let's see. Okay, like this.
Guilherme?
Yeah.
What do you think that at first go to the component and then go to conductor? On purpose, I didn't add conductor, but please go, please.
Okay, that's okay. So imagine if I'm running this app, right? So Elemental Chess,
yes.
We have just run. And hApps is over here running the same app, and we have to meet each other. Actually, Holochain doesn't even know that in this house and in this house, the two nodes are running the same application and they should connect, right? So it isn't viable to go around the internet and asking, knock, knock, are you running this application? No. Knock, knock, are you running? You cannot do that. It's a bit like the DHT problem as well, in the way that you have to discover data. So first component that comes into place is the Bootstrap service, which is really important, right? So basically, imagine that here I'm installing an application, this application, right? I announce myself to the Bootstrap service, right? So I say announce, and I say here in the Bootstrap service, let's do it like this.
Would you please bring it to the internet? Let's please bring it to internet. I put it here to say, no, wait.
Like this, oops.
Here. It means bring the component to internet.
Sure.
Service to internet,
Yes, that's fine. Okay. Perfect. So we have announced, and then I want just, okay, cool. Hey. Okay, and then in the Bootstrap service, they know Guillem is DNA hash 1, agent public key 1, public address. Oh, okay. Okay. Instead of 1, I have been typing.
Okay.
That's okay.
Let me change 1.
That's okay. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That's perfect. Okay. So here in the Bootstrap service, I announce myself, and here is the information that the Bootstrap service stores about me. Okay. The service knows about which DNA hash, which is the application I'm running, which agent public key, and which public IP address, right? So this is a public IP address.
It means this one. It means this public, because I don't have a public IP address. Yes. Okay.
Right. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Cool. Then imagine this other peer boots up the application, but they don't know peers that are playing the same game, that have the same application installed. So what they are going to do is actually ask, this is, why is it so, wait, like this, like this, that's okay. That's good. Master of the drawer, request agents, right? So first agent announces store, and second agent request agents, and this array, this triplet, is returned, right? So now hApps knows that Guillem is playing this DNA hash. They have this agent public key, and they can be reached at this public IP address, right? So what they can do now,
they come here first. Yes, it is the thing that I would like to show it. Yes, as I mentioned, because Guillem is sorry. Okay, go. Okay.
Like here.
Yes, you have public right now. Okay.
Yep. Okay, and this would be all good. And if you are playing with two agents, like these two agents are going to be able to see each other because they both have public IP addresses, and that's it. But the thing is that here, this public IP actually is not the conductor, it's the router. So we have a problem. And here it will not be the conductor, it will be the firewall, right? And the firewall has complicated mechanisms to route things one way or the other. So this connection cannot be made peer-to-peer. If I want to connect with this agent, this connection can be made peer-to-peer. Okay, this is getting a bit complicated. That's okay. This connection can be made peer-to-peer, although it's the strangest line that you have ever seen. But I can connect if both of us have public IP addresses. So any questions as of now only about the Bootstrap service?
Yes. Let's go, let's go back. Let's go back also. Why I cannot.
How is the Bootstrap service structured? Is it also some P2P mechanism or some centrally hosted service, or how should I imagine this Bootstrap service?
Yeah, that's a good question. You should imagine, do you know about Cloudflare workers? Yeah. Okay, that's
well, not Cloudflare workers, sir.
Sorry?
Cloudflare workers? I know
yes.
Cloudflare, but not now. Can you?
Okay, so Cloudflare workers is basically a decentralized service. So it's hosted on many different machines across the world, but they reach consistency with each other. It's like a centralized database that actually is spread among many nodes inside the across the globe.
Oh, interesting. Right? So you just register with any of those workers, and they kind of spread the message that you announce yourself inside of the network. Oh, and that's a service from how's the company called? Cloudflare, right?
Cloudflare. Yes, okay, cool. Exactly.
Yeah, perfect.
And they also provide DDoS attack protection, things like that.
Cool.
Okay. Yes. Yeah, but wait. Sorry. Anyone could come in and create an implementation of the Bootstrap service that is centralized.
That is my answer. Thank you.
Oh, sorry.
But that's then not, so to say, technically part of Holochain. This is an external service.
This is an external service to Holochain, correct?
Yeah. Okay. But that's. But how is it then decentralized? You mean? I mean, if it's not on every client or a part of it, I don't fully understand that.
Right. It's partially centralized, partially decentralized. The centralized part is that there is an IP address that you can request. Service.holo.host, I think it is, and it's going to route you to the appropriate thing. It's decentralized in the sense that it's actually running across tens and I think hundreds of mini computers across the world.
Okay, so it's a bit like redundancy.
It's a bit like I don't know, clusters of servers or something.
Yeah, it's like AWS. Yeah. Okay. All right. Thank you.
I mean, that's really the problem with all P2P networks, right? That you need some initial nodes to connect to. I mean, I'm really open for some like innovative ideas about that, because I don't know any creative solutions to kind of circumvent like where to connect first in those networks. Are there any solutions for that?
Actually, it's hard from the get-go because IP addresses and DNS and things like that already assume some kind of centralization, right? So you can't just ask an agent public key in the internet, right? You have to know their IP address. The idea, like, you could work without this kind of Bootstrap service in Holochain, and you would have to do some, for example, there is an alternative which is using MDNS, which works only in your local LAN, right? So if you are, I don't know, doing some hackathon or whatever, and you only want to connect with the person in your LAN, that's the way that you could do it. But I think until we get some kind of layer of the internet in which you can identify others with a decentralized identity or something like that, it could be really hard. And the thing is that you could try to do this process in Holochain without the Bootstrap service. The thing is that you are open to Eclipse attacks, if that's the case. And this is really a trust issue.
Yeah.
Yes.
What do you think? If it is a little bit more advanced, we can postpone and go back. And what do you think? Or you would like to continue? I just recognized we are going to Eclipse. What is Eclipse attack? How it is working?
Okay, let's go to Proxy first and finish that, and let's go to
finish the different component, because to anybody can receive the overview, and then we go to a little bit. Okay. So and also, like always, we are not supposed to just finish in one session. So is it okay, Bruno?
Sure.
That's good. That's good. This smile is beautiful. Thank you. So to review again what is a Bootstrap and continue. So I want to chat with Guillaume. Guillaume is my friend. We are not living in the centralized world. There is a server, just communicate, sitting in the middle. But I don't know where is my friend. So I need to find my friend. Right now it is in a street. Right now it is at home. It is at work. Where is it? What is the situation? So, and that's why we need to have a place that we could say, hey, I'm running this specific version of a DNA. We already talked about the DNA, the version private network. You can review the video, and also in the future in the conductor, we will go more deeper here. But anyway, I'm running this chat with Guillaume with the private network. It is my agent ID. It is hApps with this key, and I'm here. I notify myself to the Bootstrap. So if Guillaume want to talk to me, go to Bootstrap, say, where is hApps? hApps is at home, Cologne, just talk to him. Say, okay, thank you, talking to me. One question and go for the next element to continue the story that, all the message, all the communication is going to pass through Bootstrap, or Bootstrap, it is just for finding the friend, the location.
The second one. Bootstrap is only for the bootstrapping process.
Bootstrapping process. It means do not think it is a centralized that your data is going to Bootstrap and playing like a central sending to me. No, it is just telling where is your friend, where is your community member. That's it. If you are a technical or a developer, you know WebRTC, peer-to-peer video sharing, that a lot of places using this protocol. It is like a signaling. Two are supposed to talk each other. They want to find themselves. What is the solution? Signaling, sir. So it is a recap. Let's continue the story. So we know by this Bootstrap, we reached here. It means, I need to share again with GM, but let me, so I'm registering myself in Bootstrap. GM registered that it is my DNA, I'm running this shell, it is my public, and hApps, it found the public and reached here. We were here, and GM, please.
Yeah, cool. So as we said here, we can't really go through the router, at least the way that it's structured today. Maybe in the future, if decentralized networks become popular, there will be an easy way, and the router's firmware or whatever could be updated to handle that. It would be amazing, actually.
Yes, yes, yes.
What we have to do for now is go through some kind of proxy server, right? So imagine here, this is a Holoport owner, okay? So he has a Holoport, okay, let's see. No, okay. Okay, so he has a Holoport, right? And he's hosting the applications or whatever. One of the things that the Holoport will provide is ability to proxy other peers, which is I'm running inside the Holoport the proxy server process, right? And this way, what I can do is say, okay, wait, I can first instead of trying for people to reach me in my public IP, which is not reachable, I can go here.
Yes.
And do request for proxy. Ay, señor. Ahora, request for proxy, right? And this Holoport owner is going to say, yes, cool, I'm going to proxy my request for you. And now this is the IP address that I can be reached from. Because what this does is creates a tunnel, right? This tunnel is between the proxy server and my conductor. So anything that comes in this way, the proxy server is just going to redirect to my conductor, and the other way around. Everything that's going to come out from my conductor is going to go to the proxy server and go out to the network, right? So then what I do is I announce myself. Let's see if this can not get complicated. I announce myself the same way, but with the public IP of the proxy. I say, okay, hey, everyone, I'm playing this game. I have this agent public key, and you can reach me at this IP address. Then hApps requests the agents and says, okay, I have to connect with Guillem. We are playing the same game. And instead of going here, they are just going to go here. And this is a direct connection, stable direct connection to my Holoport also. So we are connected. And you can imagine that this proxy server is going to be repeated all around the place, because it's something that Holoports will need to offer. So you could change your proxy server, you could do lots of things. This is, I know that they have said, the Holochain core team has said that this is not perfect, but it's a good enough solution so that we can get going before, I don't know, Scepter maybe rewrites the whole protocol stack of the internet. I don't know, but this is good enough for us to begin the process of bootstrapping decentralized networks. How was that?
Yes. I'm gonna summarize it again with less Holoport right now, that the people are not gonna be confused. And again, we can ask for any other questions. So if you remember, we came here, but we couldn't reach this one because it was the IP address of the router. So to reach this one, then we need to put, for example, one proxy server for this house, for example. Okay, So each member at first, as you saw, connect to the proxy server and receive something unique, because even if you are 3, you are going to be one different identity based on the one address. It means the address can be accessible here. So, and then this one is gonna talk here to proxy, and it doesn't matter, it's go to router because the internet is coming from router. It means in any case, all the connection should go to router to you, but this proxy knows that to connect you or your brother and your father or any other member, they should come to router, and then it is your local IP address. It is you, or a GM. It is, for example, I want to send this message to GM. Okay, I need to come to this public IP address. And because of the process of proxy, I know 192, 168, 255, 255 is GM. So it generates something that makes you unique to be accessible from outside. That is the reason of having proxy server. Anybody can install their own community or a group proxy server. Yeah. Iram?
Yes, okay. There is a weird thing in Zoom in which if I am controlling your screen,
Yes.
I cannot unmute with the keyboard. It's okay. So absolutely, like this is what I was trying to explain with the proxy servers being on holoports. Like this is a server, but it's a server that it's going to be run in many different places, many different nodes and so on. And like we have a guide in the Holochain wiki, Holochain Open Dev wiki, about how to set up your own proxy server. You could set one up on, I don't know, in your house if you know a bit about routing and setting up public IP addresses. You could set up one at your company. You could set up one in your holoport, which is one of the main things that's going to happen, right? So this will not be centralized either at the maximum level possible.
That is great. It means anybody who consent, it's going to be centralized. If you have a community, you can implement something for your community as an application, and you can install one proxy for your community. So, and there is no concern to do that. So, and for a developer, let me also finish my section and go for any other question. If you are looking forward how we can create a one Bootstrap or how it is working, I'm going to share a link. Let me see if it is open. I can show you here. So no, I don't have it open. I'm gonna share in the description. So right now, let's see if there is any other question.
You're muted, Hedayat.
Can't hear you.
Sorry. It was no question, yeah? So I'm going to share my screen again. So it is the wiki for the, I'm going to share this link, and also it is the how to create a holochain network over the internet. You are here, you can see Bootstrap, you can see there are a bunch of links, and create a proxy Bootstrap service. You come and see what's happening. I'm going to share this link as well. So so far so good. There is really important point. The game wanted to start, but still I don't want to dig into also into detail from this section as a conductor and what does it mean to connect. Right now, I would like to go a little bit to Tauri and postpone this one for the next topic. It means how, let's come back. So there is another piece of puzzle that it would be really beautiful if we go to the detail that how the conductor can connect or how the different section can connect. But let's postpone and to see what GM implemented to bring one conductor. We generally know what is the conductor. To bring inside the Tauri, to see overview of it, it means look at the networking and Tauri as a launcher. So it is my suggestion. It means do not go to conductor right now. Stay in the overview layer and to see what did you combine together from a networking and layering with the Tauri to have this launcher. Is there anything remain from networking? Otherwise, we can start from Tauri and you can.
No, I think we're good. We are going to. I think the whole range of different vector attacks we can do also when we do validation rules more deeply in another session. Yeah, let's go.
Yes. I would like to just focus on how the things are running. So thank you. Yeah, telepathy. So can I start Tauri and then give it to you? So as I mentioned, Tauri is a technology built based on the Rust, alternative and totally beautiful competitor to Electron. You can build your application, put your application inside the Tauri, and you can easily receive a hybrid technology executable file for your Windows, Mac, Linux. And right now I see Android is going to be next. It's going to be really beautiful. So all in all, it is Tauri. Since it is based on a Rust, it means the language is Rust. We even love it more than usual because, you know, in the Holochain, we also use Rust, and Rust is the programming language of the future. I'm going to share the link of Tauri also, and I'm going to show you a little bit here that how.
Wait, just maybe had a question?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I do. I don't know if I should ask it or wait because it might be answered.
If it is about the Tauri, hold it.
Yeah. I was amazed to see that when I was looking at it, figuring out, something for the DevCam prototype. But Electron uses the browser window basically. So I understand how that can be ported or how that's available on different operating systems, but Rust doesn't have a UI library or anything. So I wonder, what does it use to render the graphical user interface or window management?
So beautiful. Let me start the flow and then give the gear to the conversation. Okay, let me just start the flow. So Tauri, as you can see, there is a website and also a GitHub of a Tauri. Here. So it is a GitHub main repository of Tauri. And also at the end, beautifully, you can see the comparison between Tauri and Electron, and you can see and you can select. So what's happening right now, the moment with this version, it is a big difference and beautiful. And also, if you go here, you can to the documentation of Tauri, you can see there are a different pattern to implement. So to wrap your application using Tauri, and with the graph that you can see how it's supposed, it is kind of, you can have a different architecture or different style to wrap your application with a Tauri, and it is based on use case, it can be different. So as a pattern, and also they invited you to introduce your pattern if you have any. Basically, that is it. I have I do not have a deep knowledge about this one to a little bit go introduction and then go to Guillaume, and that's why I would love to ask Guillaume to actually take a gear and to continue. So it means we right now know how the networking is working. We have a conductor. So if I already have the code, what happened? What did you put inside the Tauri, or a little bit about the Tauri? Which pattern did you use? So, and what is the concern there? And when it is coming up, one conductor is coming, or a little bit about this one without detail, just what element and component did you put inside a Tauri to come up, and one app is going to be ready.
Yep. Right, so Tauri is actually very, very lightweight and it's very flexible. So it wasn't that much effort, actually. So what I did is basically Tauri has this API to include sidecar binaries into your packages. Electron doesn't have that, for example. What you can do is include whole binaries inside an app image or a .dmg format or an MSI. Right? So, and it doesn't matter which language they are written in. It just matters that it's the right architecture, right? So I have to package, when I'm packaging the Linux app image, I have to package the Holochain build compiled for Linux 64 bits, right? And what I do is I take Holochain, compile it, package it, layer key store, which is the sidecar for Holochain, right? Every time you're running Holochain, actually you're running another process, which is layer key store, which is storing your keys, basically. Package layer key store, compile layer key store, and also Caddy. And Caddy is a lightweight web server. You can think of Apache and Jinx if you know that kind of thing. Just exactly like that. So what I do is I package those three things, I bundle them in the launcher, and then the launcher basically is the one that manages all these processes and inputs from the user to take action on these processes. That's it. That's the main story.
So when launcher is coming up, when we install one app, the whole launcher is creating one conductor.
Actually, before installing an app, the conductor is already created.
Yes, it means the launcher, when it's coming up, it's creating one conductor.
Yes.
So
creating one conductor means basically spawning a new process that executes the sidecar binary that you have packaged.
Yes. So is there any possibility that I can run multi times or multi-process of launcher? It means, can I run launcher twice?
It's not like, that's not the recommended way.
So
because it uses also the machine's default holochain, right?
That's it. Yes.
Yeah.
Like it's thought to be only one launcher per PC.
Yes. So this one telling us that, or telling me that, if you have this question that, okay, if there is an Instagram version in Holochain, it means Instagram or social or anything. So I want to have a two user or something, two account or two identity. Generally, in that case, if we have a one instance with a one conductor, you can we have, let me ask, can we have a two different identity for one application, and that I can have, like, just imagine I want to have a two account in Instagram. Right now in centralized world, I sign out with one account and I sign in. So in the launcher, if there is a equal and equivalent Holochain application for Instagram, can I in Instagram install a two version with a two different identity in a one conductor or a one launcher?
Yes, you can, but careful. So there are different topics here. right? So first of all, we want one conductor in one PC because of bridging, basically, right? So bridging is in holochain terms when a DNA calls another DNA, right? So elemental chess calling elemental chat to get all the messages, things like that. And holochain enables a lot of composability that way. Bridging can only happen within one conductor. Right? I cannot bridge to another conductor for a call. So that means if I have two conductors in my computer and I keep installing different applications in both of them, they are not going to be able to communicate.
Yes.
Right? And we don't want that. Right? The appropriate recommended way is to have every application that one device has installed inside one conductor. Right? That's the first important point.
Yes.
Another point is, can you just create a new identity and execute and install an application? Yes, you can, because actually you can go to another computer and you can do just that and nobody can forbid you, yeah, right? So if you wanted, you can. It could be like having two, like the same elemental chess DNA, but with two identities. Holochain allows for that. I'm not sure if we will allow for that in the launcher, because that's mostly used in Holo. In the launcher, it's a bit weird to have this kind of, no, wait. Okay, we may disallow having exactly the same hash. If you clone, like imagine we want to implement elemental chat with cloning DNA, as in each clone is a different channel, then you can perfectly clone because the properties are different. But I'm not sure we will see about having exactly the same DNA hash with exactly the same properties. We'll see about that.
Okay, thank you.
And actually, I tried to install the elemental chat again.
Yes.
It can also not have the same ID in the launcher.
That's a bit more local, like this only affects your local conductor and the way that you identify the applications there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I get it, yeah.
So if we talked about the networking, Tauri, and put it inside. Again, I reviewed the code. I didn't think any special thing to demo from the code. So, and from my side, I think for this demo, talking about what's happening, networking, how to things collecting to each other to make a launcher, I think it's enough to go. We can terminate at least the recording and can continue. I just wanted to know that if there is no specific question about the harmony inside this launcher,
I want to answer the question about that Jost had, right? About how the heck does Tauri do the cross platform UI. So
thank you,
basically,
because that was that's still the question. I understand that you can drop in a binary and that it will execute, but that still doesn't enable rendering something visible.
So basically the short answer is Electron packages Chromium inside of it, and Tauri reuses WebKit that you have already installed in your machine. In Ubuntu, it's WebKit. In macOS, it's WebView. I'm doing this by memory. So, and then in Windows is WebView from Microsoft Edge. So they are just reusing. Actually, it's like they are reusing the whole WebView, the whole web infrastructure that the operating system already has. So if you take an Electron app, which is 120 megabytes, and you subtract Chromium, it's like Chromium is like 80, 90 megabytes already. So that's one of the biggest differences.
Yeah. So my UIs will equally be web apps Does Tauri, is it adaptable? Would it be, is it planned so that you can at some stage, I don't know, plug in some C++ graphics library so that you could theoretically also write your UI in some other language?
That's interesting. I guess you would be able, because there are some extensibility mechanisms, like you can have custom protocols for new HTTP requests and things like that. I don't think they support other than that, well, at least I haven't seen it in the documentation, but I wasn't looking for it. UI mechanisms other than web. They are really focused on that, but maybe in the future they will. And if not, they have done a great job in actually decomposing the components so that, okay, we have Tau, and Tau is for rendering the views. And we have Rai, and Rai is for cross-platform compiling and things like that. So reusing actually pieces is not that hard, and they are really doing a good job at that.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's really interesting. At first, I can say also a bit of my experience. At first, it was a bit the documentation, like this is in beta, and this is still being worked out, and the documentation sometimes doesn't match the code and so on. But once you know where to look and who to ask, they are really responsive. They are going at it like crazy, like every week, a lot of updates, and being very responsive to issues. And once you know what the thing is about and what the API and the way that they have structured things, it's a joy. It's like, you want a holochain, okay, here is the sidecar, here is the command you run it, that's it. You want logs, well, create logs, go, right? So it's actually amazingly simple what you can do with it. And like I like a lot that it's written in Rust, and that you can write Rust code just to get all of these cross-platform possibilities and so on. Just another point, which is they have a secure pipeline between the JavaScript side and the Rust side. So you create windows, those are running inside a web view, and that is JavaScript running, but the process is the one that actually can access the file system and things like that, right? So from the web view, you can't actually request files and things like that. So they have a secure pipeline so that you don't have to expose ports unnecessarily and things like that. They have a secure pipeline from which, and an API from which you can call bidirectionally from the JavaScript side to the Rust, and from the Rust to the JavaScript side. It works quite well. It's quite simple, yes. And they have also built in sys-tray options, menu options. It works great.
Thank you, Josh. And to end about the Tauri is not the things that the app developers supposed to be engaged, because they just need to implement their application launcher, which is built based on the Tauri, is going to just run it and execute it. So don't worry that if you don't know Tauri, you're not supposed to be engaged with Tauri. So just in case, if you would love to know about that, how the launcher is working here in Holochain-in-Action, we go a little bit deeper about the things, that how the things is working. That's it about Tauri. And one short question is, there are a list of patterns inside the Tauri. Can you just tell us which pattern did you use? Just the name.
Not really. I'm sorry, because it's it's a bit of this pattern and a bit of that pattern and things like that. So I'm relying on the secure pipeline, which is one of the patterns, which is the Hermit one, but I'm also putting my own web server to serve the UIs from, right? The launcher is a bit special in which you don't only have the web UI of the admin, you have to launch external applications that run in the actual browser of this file system. So it's not the most standard case for a cross-platform application.
Thank you. And another question. So what is the proxy and Bootstrap for the launcher? Are they a default one that the Holochain community provided, or did you create personally? Is there any proxy and Bootstrap for a launcher?
Yeah, so we are using what the Holochain core dev team are providing, which are actually the ones that are coded in the wiki. So if you go to the wiki, those are the ones that we're using.
That is great. So I can say if you found any issue or any bug, please just go to the GitHub that I'm going to share, create issue, and let us know about the feedback that we can review to see what's happening. Your feedback and your test and effort is going to be really valuable and precious to us. So I think that's it for today. And we can say thank you for watching. Thank you, our friend, for joining today. We are going to a little bit maybe continue, but for a visitor, we can say bye-bye and see you next time. Have a nice time. Bye-bye.